Welcome back to the Tool Crib. Today we're going to be talking about basic trigonometry. Now, trigonometry is one of the most useful branches of math that you could ever learn, and it's used in a wide variety of professions, from scientists all the way down to tradesmen. And my particular job, I use trigonometry pretty much every day, or at least several times a week on a regular basis. So what is trigonometry, first of all? Well, it comes from the two Greek words, trigon and metron, and it literally translates to measurement of triangles. So what that allows us to do is, by using trigonometric functions in right triangle trigonometry, or a triangle that has a 90-degree corner, it allows us to measure missing sides and missing angles within that triangle, which can be highly, highly useful. So take, for instance, the triangle that we have here. This is a 6, 8, 10 triangle. Now, you may recognize this as a Pythagorean theorem triple triangle, which it is. But one of the characteristics of right angle triangles that I wanted to highlight here is that, let's say we have the larger one, it's a 6, 8, 10, and we shorten this triangle down, and now it becomes a 3, 4, 5 triangle. We haven't changed the angle remains the same. And what we call this angle, when we don't know what it is theta, which is just a Greek letter as a placeholder for an angle that you don't know. So the outer one has ratios between the sides. So in this case, this side is 6 and this side is 8. So it has a 6 to 8 ratio. Well, that will reduce down to a 3 to 4 ratio. And you notice when we shorten this triangle up or cut this triangle in half, it maintains the same 3 to 4 ratio. Consequently, this side to this side has a 6 to 10 ratio, which reduces to a 3 to 5, and when we shorten a triangle up, the ratio remains the same because the angle is unchanged. And that is how we use trigonometry. For given angles, there will be a ratio between this side to this side, between this side to this side, and between this side to this side. And we're going to go over the three basic trigonometric functions, how to use them, and how to implement them right now. So the fundamentals of trigonometry begin with being able to properly identify and then label the sides of a triangle. Now, the sides of a triangle have three names: hypotenuse, opposite, and adjacent. Now, first and foremost, the longest side of the triangle is always your hypotenuse. It is the side that sits directly opposite of your 90-degree corner, and it'll always be the longest side of a right triangle. The other two sides are opposite and adjacent. Now, these can vary. These are given names for the legs of a triangle, and these can change depending on which angle you're looking at. So as an example, this is the first angle that we're going to look at, and we've labeled that as theta. Now, because we're working with this angle, this side will be opposite. It's the side of the triangle that doesn't touch the angle. So this is your opposite, and the other side makes up the angle with the hypotenuse, and so this becomes your adjacent. Now, this changes if you're working with the other angle. So let me grab a different color here. And if we're working with this angle now, the hypotenuse will remain the same. This will be your H side. But now this side of the triangle is opposite of the angle that we're working with. So this becomes the opposite on this side now. And consequently, this side becomes the adjacent. So it's important to remember which side, being able to identify which side of the triangle or which angle you're going to be working with will determine which of these sides is your adjacent and which is the opposite. And that is the most fundamental thing when working with trigonometry. Once you are able to identify and label the triangle correctly, everything else becomes a lot simpler. The three basic trigonometric functions are trigonometric ratios. They are called sine, cosine, and tangent. And what they are just ratios of the sides of the triangle. So when you write them, they're abbreviated as sin, cos, and tan, commonly called sine, cos, and tan. And you'll find these on any scientific calculator or on any smartphone calculator in scientific mode. You'll find the trig ratios. Now, all these are ratios between the sides. So when you write this, you write it as the sine of an angle. In this case, we don't know the angle, so we give that the letter theta. So the sine of our angle is equal to the opposite side over the hypotenuse. The cosine of your angle is the ratio between the adjacent side and your hypotenuse, and the tangent of your angle is the ratio between the opposite side over the adjacent side. So all the sine, cosine, and tangent functions are trigonometric ratios. And there is a mnemonic that helps you to remember this, and it's called SOHCAHTOA. And if we write that out, SOHCAHTOA, SOHCAHTOA. And all this does is be able to put the order of operations for your formulas or your trigonometric functions. So sine will equal the opposite over the hypotenuse, cosine will equal the adjacent over the hypotenuse, and tangent is the opposite over the adjacent. And once you've mastered first being able to label the triangle correctly and then know the three basic trigonometric functions, we can plug those into formulas and we can solve for missing sides. So let's do a couple examples. So I've labeled our triangle with some information now. We're going to be working with a 45-degree triangle, and this side length is going to be 10 inches, and we're going to try to determine the length of this side length. So we need to choose the proper trigonometric function. So we're going to want one. The 45 degree can be any of the trigonometric functions. And then we're going to have the opposite side and the hypotenuse. So we need to choose a formula that has all that information. And tangent won't work because it doesn't have the hypotenuse. Cosine won't work because it doesn't have the opposite side. The one we will be choosing is the sine function, which has, for the angle, has the opposite side, which we know, and the hypotenuse, which we do not know. So we'll write it like this. Now that we know this angle, we can exchange theta for 45 degrees. So we'll just put it as 45. And we know the opposite side, so it's going to be sine of 45 will be equal to 10, and h is what we are still trying to find out. Now we can rearrange this equation algebraically by multiplying and dividing in order to isolate h by itself. That's the goal here. Or you can use this simple equation. It's 3 equals 6 divided by 2. And all this is just replacing each one of these. So 2 is the information that we don't have. It's the h in our equation. And very quickly we can see in order to arrive at this answer, we need to divide this number by this number to get h by itself. So we can now write that as 10 over the sine of 45 will be equal to the length of our hypotenuse. So let's pull a calculator in and we'll go ahead and figure that out. So I'm going to be using an iPhone, and I've got it in scientific mode, and you got to make sure that you're in degree mode. So you have a radian button here. If it's in radians, it'll have RAD up there. You want to make sure that it's in degree mode. So the first thing we want to do is take 10, and then we're going to divide it by 45 sine. You'll notice that when we do that, it automatically puts the angle in parentheses, just like our equation is. Then we hit equals, and that will give us the length of our hypotenuse, which in this case is 14.142 inches in length. So we can now put that information in, 14.12 inches. So now we know the length of that side. Now we can also use similar equations or one of the equations to figure out this side, so the adjacent side. So when we go back, we'll go ahead and erase this portion of it. So now we need an equation that has the angle, the opposite side, and the adjacent side. And the one that fits for that is tangent. So the tangent of our angle will be equal to 10, which is the opposite side, over a, which is the information that we want. So we'll write that in. Tan of 45 is equal to 10 over a. Now we can go back and use that exact same formula. 3 equals 6 divided by 2. The missing information is still in the same place, so we know we need to take 10 and divide it by the tangent of 45 in order to arrive at the correct answer. So now if we pull that up, this will be 10 divided by 45, tan this time, hit equals, and that will give us 10 inches. So which in the case of a 45-degree triangle, will be correct because in a 45-degree triangle, the side lengths are the same. So the same run and the same rise in a 45-degree triangle. So now we've taken just a little bit of information from our triangle that we had, and we're able to find the missing sides. Now, consequently, we know that this side will also be 45 degrees because all angles within the triangle will add up to 180. So this one is 90, this one is 45, and this one, by definition, will have to be 45 degrees as well. Okay, so I've changed our triangle around a little bit. Now we're working with the triangle with 25-degree angle, and I went ahead and labeled the sides of the triangle. Now, because this one sits opposite of our angle, that is our opposite, this one makes up the angle with the hypotenuse, so this will be our adjacent side, and the longest side will be the hypotenuse, which now has a value of 16. So our first step is the second step, now that we've labeled our triangle correctly, now we need to determine which of the trigonometric ratios we need to use. And in this case, if we're going to be looking for the opposite side, we're going to want to choose one that has the opposite and the hypotenuse in the equation, and that's going to be, again, the sine function. So now we can write this out in order. Sine of 25 degrees will be equal to the O, which we don't know yet, over the H, which we do know has a value of 16. And again, we can use that same formula, 3 equals 6 divided by 2. Now we know that this is the information that's missing. And so to arrive at that answer, we need to multiply this one times this one. Same thing over here. So we'll put this as sine 25 multiplied by 16 will get us O. So if we pull our calculator in, we can type this in. So 25 degrees sine multiplied by 16 will arrive at our answer of 6.76 inches, or roughly 6 3/4. So we can put that information in now. 6.76 inches. Now, if we want to find the adjacent side, we'll have to choose a different formula. We want to choose now the formula that has the ratio, the adjacent, and the hypotenuse, because that's the information that we know, or we started out with. So now we want to use the cosine function, the angle, the adjacent, and the hypotenuse. We can write that again as cosine 25 will be equal to the adjacent over 16, the hypotenuse. And again, using that same trick, 3 equals 6 divided by 2. The information missing is here, so we have to multiply these two in order to arrive at our answer. So this one will be cos 25 multiplied by 16 will equal A. And we'll pull our calculator in again to get that one. So it will be 25 cosine times 16, and will get us our answer of 14.5 inches. So really the two hardest parts of trigonometry, basic trigonometry, is first being able to label the triangle correctly and then apply the correct trigonometric function. If you remember SOHCAHTOA, that becomes a lot easier. There's another mnemonic that you can remember it as. It's some old hags can't always handle their old age, which is a little catchy, so it might be a little bit easier to remember. So we'll try one more example beyond this one. So now I've changed our triangle around a little bit. I've changed the orientation of it and given us a degree of 32 degrees and this side a length of 12. We're going to call this side X and we're going to call this side Y. Now, see if you can determine which of the formulas or which of the trigonometric functions we need to use in order to solve for both X and Y. Well, the very first thing that we need to do is we need to label the sides of our triangle correctly. So we'll start off with labeling the hypotenuse, which is the longest side directly across from our 90-degree corner. That's the H. The angle that we're working with is here. So the side that makes up that angle with the hypotenuse is our adjacent side, and the other side is our opposite side. So now we have our triangle labeled correctly. Our next step is to determine which of the trigonometric functions we need to use in order to first solve for x. So we have our degree, we know the a side, and we want to find the o side. So in this case, we're going to be using the tangent function, the degree, the opposite, and the adjacent. So we'll write this as tan 32 will be equal to the opposite, which we don't know, and we've labeled x this time, over the adjacent, which is 12. And then we can use that same little formula, 3 equals 6 divided by 2. Our missing side is here. We know we need to multiply these two together in order to arrive at that answer. So this will be the tan of 32 multiplied by 12 will be equal to our answer. And then for the y value, we're going to use our ratio. Our angle is known, the adjacent side is known, and the h is what we want to find out. So angle, adjacent, and hypotenuse. So we want to use cosine. So this will be equal to the cosine of 32 degrees will be equal to the adjacent, which comes first, will be the 12, over the hypotenuse, which in this case is y. Using the same formula again, 3 equals 6 divided by 2. This is our missing information. We know we need to take this one and divide it by this one. So we're going to take 12, divide it by the cosine of 32 degrees, and that will get us our y value. So these are the two formulas that we'll want to input into our calculator to arrive at the correct answers. Okay, now that we have our formulas, let's pull in our calculator and we'll figure out what these are. So in the first one, it's going to be 32 tangent multiplied by 12 will get us our answer, and that will be 7.49 inches. So 7.49 inches. That's our x value, 7.49. And then for our second equation, it's going to be 12. And we'll divide that by the cosine of 32. So 12 divided by 32 cosine will get us our answer at 14.15 inches. 14.15 inches. And now we have solved for all sides of this triangle. Trigonometry can be a bit overwhelming if you're first coming into it, but it's really just as simple as being able to first identify and then label the sides of your triangle correctly. Once you've accomplished that, then you choose the right formula from the mnemonic SOHCAHTOA, and then it's just a matter of inputting all the information in and then using your calculator to arrive at the answer. So in our next video, we're going to go over the inverse functions of these, and I'll go more in depth to explaining what those can do for you. For now, this is basic trigonometry. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the comments below. I'll try to answer anything that I can, and I hope that this gives you a better understanding of trigonometric basics. I appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you in the next one.